Hello, this is the first video I've done, so I apologize if there's a little bit of problems with it, but I'm gonna get started. I want to do some air layering, and this is my first time doing it. I did it 3 times already today, just so I kind of get an idea of what's going on, so that way when I actually do it, I'm not gonna be messing it up too much. So my name's Joanne, aka Shorty, and let's get started. First things that you'll need is a knife. So I got my trusty Leatherman. I'm also going to need some scissors or trimmers in order to trim some of the leaves off where I need it. I'm also going to need a plant that I want to air layer. I already air layered it here up on the top. And now I'm going to air layer one more time here down on the bottom in order to get 3 plants out of 1 plant, because I want them all to be bonsai, so I want them to be short. I need I have bonsai pruners in order to be able to get roots or anything else I wanted it, but this is mainly to be able to get some tough limbs off if I need to, which I pretty much don't think I'm going to when I look at it now. Root tone, or any kind of rooting agent. You can use honey also. There's other things that you can use, but for now, because I have the root tone, I am going to use it. And you're also going to need moss. So you can use sphagnum moss, but sphagnum moss is hard to find. So what I did is, also I like doing things the cheap way. So I went and I got some moss from the woods. So this is just plain old moss. I went into the deep woods, grabbed a bunch of moss. Been keeping it wet so it's damp and fresh, and that's there. And then I also need water, so I have some water, so I can actually water it right away as soon as I'm done doing it. And then I also need a plastic bottle. So with the plastic bottle, all I did was take, this is actually one that works really good too, because it's not that thick, and all it has to do is contain some kind of moisture and the roots and the moss. So what I did is I just took it and I just went and cut all the way up, and then I cut the bottom. So the bottom is going to be the top, and the top is going to be the bottom. So that way the water will be let in here, and then it's going to come down and then be able to drain out of here, even though I put tape on it and I put moss in it, because I want it to be able to have drainage so it doesn't get rotted. What it's going to do is it's going to grow roots inside this capsule right here. So that way when it's done, in probably 2 or 3 weeks, maybe a month, I'll be able to take it and I'll be able to cut it, and then that'll be another plant. And then over here will be another plant also. So, and then this one, of course, will be the bottom one, which is the 3rd one. So let's get started. First, cut the bottle and prepare it, the plastic bottle, and prepare it. Also take and trim some of the limbs where you want it. I decided so that I'm gonna go up here, right here. You can probably see it with the scissors this way. So I'm gonna go here and cut it here. So I want the roots to grow from here to about here, because that's where the bottle is going to go, and then these green here, and then it's going to be green down there. So I am trimming off some of the branches that are already here, and I'm going to put them in water, because I'm going to see if I can do something else with them, maybe save them. And then here, it's just, I'm going to use this big trimmer just because I want to cut it nice and even. So trim, throw it right in the water, smaller one, trim, probably not going to be any good. And then 1, 2, I think those 2 are going to stay, because that's going to be part of the new plant. So I'll show you the top later. Top is pretty cool looking, and I really think it's going to look like an awesome bonsai. And then the bottom and then the middle, well, I'll have to work with that. So what I do is peel these branches off a little bit so I can get to the green And then I'm going to take the knife, and this is what you do. You take and you cut around the stem, or the branch I should say, the stem. Yeah, stem, stalk, trunk. Actually, it's going to be the trunk later on. So trunk. So you trim around the trunk, all the way around. Nice, good sized deep cut. You'll get a little sap. This is a fig tree, by the way. Black Mission fig tree. So I got it from Lowe's, and I don't know if you can see. Try not to move the camera too much. I'll take a picture of it and attach it for you. It was $55, but I figured seeing it's $55, once it's cut into 3, let's say it's 60, it's 20 bucks a plant, so that's not bad. I won't go, I'm trying not to go any more than 20 bucks a plant. So let's see what happens. Then I'm gonna go and do up to about where the bottle size is. So bottle starting here, and it's gonna go pretty much to here, but I kind of want to branch up higher, like at least an inch off without cutting it. Otherwise I'll have to cut it, so I'd probably go to about here. So it's gonna go from here to there. So I'm going to cut around this one. Actually, it's going to work out great because this branch came out, and that's where I already cut it. So that's going to go into the plastic bottle and be able to make roots in it, because the cambium will end up going away. Now what I do is take and you cut from the top all the way down to the bottom of your cut, which is right there. And then I'm actually going to do it on the other side just to be able to make it so that it's easier. And then you peel. So you take your knife and you put it in there like that, and then it just is going to peel. It should peel nice and easy right up to where the lines are that you did. If it doesn't, use the scissors. That's why I have the scissors, to be able to cut. So I'm not going too far down because I don't want to ruin the new plant that's going to be there. And then down and cut. Just because it wants to keep peeling down. I didn't cut it deep enough, I guess, on the bottom part. I didn't want to go too deep. So I'm cutting, and then I'll probably end up doing a little bit better trimming. Kind of doesn't matter because it's going to be under the bottle, under the moss, being protected, and then once it gets roots, it's going to be in the ground, in the soil. I will do a updated later on in order to show you. I will check on it too, probably in like 2 or 3 weeks, in order to be able to know if there is roots or not, so I know if I did it right. Okay, so now it's cut. So what happens is that this layer is going to decide if it's going to do roots now, because if it has a trunk and then it has the bark on it, trunk with the bark on it, then it will end up doing branches and leaves, and then if it's bare, it'll do roots. So now we're going to take the root tone, and because my hands are pretty damp, I'm just going to dampen them a little bit more. And then also this is damp still already, but I will make sure that I get it more damp. And then go into the root tone and spread the root tone all over, or honey, or whatever you're using for a agent. If you do use honey, try to use honey that is totally natural. If you can get it straight from the beehives, that's if it's processed, it'll work, but it's better if it's not processed at all or anything. So I put the root tone on, then you take the plastic bottle and you put that on, and since I have this, I'm going to put it around that. Oh, no, maybe not, because I want to be able to have a, so the bottom I won't, top I will, just because it's being left open more and I don't like it that way. So now I'm gonna put it right up against this branch. So it's gonna grow from that branch up, and then when it does, it'll be good. So now what I'm doing is taking the moss, and I'm dampening it. So I'm taking the moss and I'm just gonna dampen it, because I don't want it to be dry. And then I just cut it up a little bit so I can put it right in the bottle. And then some more, and stuff it in the bottle. You use moss, you can use dirt. Moss is better because moss is going to actually let air get at it, and it's also going to let the roots form quicker, because it's going to get the water, the dampness. It's going to dry out a little bit, which it wants to, so that way it's not going to get waterlogged and rot. So I was told that preference is definitely the moss, but I tried to look all over the place to get the moss and I couldn't. So then finally I said, well, when I take walks around the woods, there's moss all over, so might as well take advantage of the free stuff. So moss is damp and it's in there, and because I forgot to get the tape that I kind of wanted, which I don't think it really matters what tape it is, because all it's doing is holding it there, and then also it's making it so that the sunlight doesn't get in it, because once the roots start to grow, the roots will start to grow and they'll start going towards the outer part of the bottle also. You don't want the roots to get sunlight. If it gets sunlight, then it's going to think it's a branch, and then you're going to have a little bit of problems. Then just tape it secure. So you might have a little bit of a problem if it's wet. I don't right now, because there's a branch right there holding it up. So I'm good. And then just tape around it. And you're going to tape around the bottom, but the bottom is also going to have that hole that was there, so that's staying there. You're not going to tape it so that it totally is blocked. And then you're also going to do the top, but you're not going to go and do, you don't want to do it too tightly also, because you want it to give it some room in order to be able to grow the roots. So then I just go around. Like I said, keep the sunlight out, so that way it grows roots. Do this. Cut it. Yes, I'm probably not supposed to use my teeth, but well. And there it is. So now I should have 3. I'm going to take the phone off the camera thing, so that way I can actually show you what it really looks like totally up close. And so I'm going to, oh, I can't switch the camera. I don't think I know how. So anyways, here is what it looks like. So this is going to be the first section up to here. So it'll have this main branch, 2 main branches, and then it's going to have another little one right there. So 1, 2, 3 branches. And then later on, I'll introduce one probably over here in order to get it going. But I kind of don't want to add any more branches right now, so I'm not going to cut that. Then it'll grow roots here. And then it'll have a branch, like this is going to be lower, of course, so it's going to be a branch here. It's okay to have some roots going a little bit higher, because then I might leave some exposed. That'll look cool also. Whoops, probably too close. And then going to be able to do that, and then there's the top. So I don't know what you can see on the top right now, but gonna look pretty cool because it has two main branches, 1, 2, and then the one that's going up, which is going to be the apex. But I really liked it mainly for the top part and the bottom part, and then the middle. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, I'm okay with that still, because $30 a plant is probably okay. Sorry, trying to do this the cheap way and be able to show you what is up with it. So I will get back to you when I can on this, and I will be doing a YouTube page soon. Just haven't gotten around to doing it, and it'll probably be a Rose's Creations. So have a great day and happy growing.